Well, once again, the market is exploding. Not only do we see the SPY renewing its all-time high, but many other stocks are breaking through important resistance zones as well. Now, you might wonder if this could be a top signal, and you are right to be concerned. So in this video, we are gonna analyze the technical evidence that defines the current uptrend, as well as the key support points that, if lost, could trigger a possible pullback in the market and in our stocks. If you don't know me, my name is Nathan. It's a pleasure to see you guys over here. Welcome to the Finance Hydra channel, where we study the market together using technique and strategy. No opinions, no assumptions, just facts. And it is a fact. The SPY is clearly bullish right now. We are making a new record high. We broke the previous record high over here from last Thursday, and right now, apparently, there is not a single top signal. You may say, but Nathan, today's candlestick, if today's candlestick is bearish over here, could this be a top signal? Well, it could. However, in order for a top signal to actually materialize over here, we gotta see SPY losing today's low and preferably losing the main support level at 565, because this support level over here, the previous resistance area, is a critical key point for the SPY. Only by losing it, SPY will actually turn bearish on the daily chart, and then we may see a sharper correction on the weekly chart as well. So as long as we stay above this key point over here, no serious bearish reaction will materialize. This is the most important support level for the SPY. So far, as long as we stay above this key point, the bullish bias will persist. The QQQ is also very bullish. It is also trying to materialize a top signal over here, making a bearish candlestick pattern on the daily chart. However, and what's more, this bearish reaction is occurring right below the $493, the resistance level we have been talking about here in this channel, which is this gap resistance level. All right, remember, gaps work as magnets for the price when trends reverse. Right now, this gap over here is acting as a very nice resistance level. We nailed this resistance area with an astonishing precision right now, and okay, we see a bearish reaction. Now what? As long as we stay above the 484 support level, okay, this is not necessarily a dangerous signal, a very dangerous signal. Even if we lose this support level, I do see the QQQ retesting the 476 or maybe the 21-day EMA, the exponential moving average, next. All right, this is gonna be our next major support area. Right now, 484, as long as we stay above this key point, the trend, the bullish bias will probably persist. And how this is gonna affect our stocks, because we see Nvidia also making a bearish candlestick pattern. We see Tesla actually dropping minus 1.5%. Well, these signals could potentially trigger a pullback ahead. However, just one single candlestick alone is not enough for the trend to reverse, especially because the broad market seems still quite resilient. When we take a look at the 1-hour chart, for instance, apparently the SPY is just dropping to retest the 21-hour EMA over here, which is a very important support level. It has been acting as a support level since it started its rally in September 11 over here. This key point is a very important support level, and right now we are retesting this moving average again as a support, and okay, we are trying to react. The QQQ is also facing the 21-hour EMA, and then it is trying to bounce again. So, short-term speaking, we are still very bullish. Although we see a bearish candlestick on QQQ, although we see a bearish reaction on the SPY as well, the short-term bias is still very bullish. In this scenario, the mid-term bias is not gonna turn bearish that easy. We gotta lose a few key support points short-term wise in order to materialize a sharper correction. In this scenario, as far as I know, Nvidia could easily retest the 120 again, which was the previous top level, a crystal clear bullish pivot point, and that's gonna be fine. Any pullback to this key point is not gonna endanger the bullish bias over here. We see a bearish candlestick pattern, yes we do, however we are still in a relatively safe situation, if you allow me to use such word in this context again, alright? So far so good. 120 is our major support level. Our major resistance level is around 130 over here. In theory, we are gonna retest this resistance level next, as long as we stay above our major support level. Meanwhile, we see Tesla also making a bearish reaction. This candlestick pattern so far the market is not closed yet, therefore it could change, but so far, for educational purposes, this seems to be a dark cloud cover candlestick pattern, which is a quite reliable bearish reversal candlestick pattern, which actually reverses the trend. I think roughly 70% of the time, almost 70% of the time, I don't recall the number correctly. Just take a look at the patternsite.com from Thomas Bulkowski's for more statistics on candlestick and chart patterns, alright? But roughly 70% chances of reversing the trend if this candlestick structure actually materializes, alright? As long as we don't lose today's low, it is not gonna trigger a pullback. And remember, any pullback to the 245 down here, the previous gap resistance level, could be just a harmless pullback. It is not gonna be enough to actually reverse the bullish sentiment. And that this gap resistance level over here was a very important one. This is what we wish to see the QQQ doing as well, right? Breaking its gap resistance level in order to materialize a better bullish chart structure. And guys, I teach all the techniques, the main top signals, bottom signals, and how to trade them using risk management. I teach you everything you need to get started on the right foot for free in our ebook on technical analysis. So come and learn with us, trade with us, see our service for more information. The link to our website is in the video's description. So far, our community has doing very, very well. We nailed many bottom signals recently, and you can come and learn with us for free. Just test our service, see if that's what you want. The link to our website is in the video's description. All right. Meanwhile, we see AMD breaking the 162. It broke our target. We set a target at 162 over here, the previous resistance level. Now we are breaking it, suggesting that yes, AMD is still very bullish. Do we see a top signal? No, there is not a single top signal. So far, apparently, we are trying to retest. We are trying to close this open gap over here, 174. That's our next technical target on AMD. As long as we don't see any top signal, as long as we see AMD trading above the 162, that's the most likely scenario. All right, so far so good. The trend is still very bullish, and by closing above this key point, we are gonna trigger a fantastic bullish pivot point on the weekly chart, suggesting a long-term reversal on AMD. So this one is very, very promising. Let's keep our eyes open on AMD, and let's watch its major support level at 162, how it is gonna behave from here, and of course, always aiming at the 174, our next target, our next resistance level. Meanwhile, we see Sofi, right? I think it is Sofi. I don't know how to pronounce this name. I'm so sorry. English is not my first language. I'm Brazilian, by the way, if you don't know that. So Sofi is still trading above the 21-day EMA, all right? Do we see a bottom signal? Not yet. All right, it is still bullish. However, there is no bottom signal yet. If we see one, great, but so far, apparently, Sofi is still inside. Let me erase these key points. Is still in a congestion, right? It's slightly bearish, but we don't see any major incredible movement going on over here. We are still bullish on the daily chart. However, as long as we stay inside this congestion, long term speaking, Sofi will have a very rough time. However, it is possible to nail some very good trades over here for swing trading purposes, and I do see that it still has an open gap around 858. Therefore, if we materialize a bottom signal around this area, we could start a new rally ahead. But if we don't, if we lose this moving average over here, if we materialize a bearish continuation chart structure, maybe on the 1 hour chart, then okay, we are gonna just remain bearish. Probably in this scenario, we are gonna seek our next support level, $6.75. Meanwhile, we see Micron exploding after earnings. It is leaving a huge open gap, below the price over here. Now, this bearish reaction from today, is it dangerous? Because if it is, we could see a pullback materialized over here back to the 21-day EMA, or maybe to close this open gap next, alright? Yes, we could. However, we gotta lose today's low in order to actually materialize a real top signal. So far, there is still a chance that Micron is going to trigger a double bottom chart pattern on the weekly chart, alright? If you ask me, in my humble opinion, this one deserves a pullback after exploding after earnings, alright? But so far, there is no meaningful technical evidence suggesting a pullback. If we do see a pullback, great, probably just another buying opportunity, but right now, we gotta watch this resistance level at 111 very, very closely from here, because if we do break it, if we do trigger the double bottom chart pattern on the weekly chart, Micron has more upside left, alright? So let's pay attention to these key points for now. And if you're still watching this video after 12 minutes over here, well, bro, it is too late for you. Consider subscribing this channel. It is not for everyone, right? I already told you guys this. This channel is so dense in content, right? It is not like TikTok, it is not like Instagram Reels, right? Short videos, right? These videos over here in this channel are dense. We have a very nice content over here every single day, detailing the market, studying the market together, analyzing stocks, always focusing on an unbiased analysis, focusing on facts, charts, and strategies. If that's what you want, then alright, consider subscribing and click the like button to support me as well. I highly appreciate your audience, my dear friends. Thank you very much. Stay safe. See you guys tomorrow.